Being honest may not necessarily win you a multitude of friends, but it will certainly attract the right ones. Authenticity is a rare quality, and those who appreciate it will be the ones who truly matter in your life. It's important not to dwell on what others might be thinking about you. Remember, everyone is primarily focused on their own lives and concerns. Every second you spend comparing your life to someone else's is a second wasted, time you can never get back. Avoid becoming emotionally attached to anyone too quickly. People have a tendency to change, and even those you consider your closest friends can, at times, become strangers. Instead, strive to cultivate a sense of contentment and happiness within yourself. If your happiness is contingent upon the presence of others, you may find that it weakens your spirit and independence. Instead of sharing your goals, which can sometimes feel daunting, share your progress. This practice can keep you motivated and inspired as you move forward. Do not fear solitude. Being alone can be far more fulfilling than being surrounded by individuals who do not add value to your life. Often, the people who demand the most from you are those who contribute the least in return. Take your responsibilities seriously, but remember not to take yourself too seriously. Understand that fear is not meant to paralyze you, rather, it serves as a signal that you are engaged and invested in what you are pursuing. Be cautious about making permanent decisions based solely on temporary emotions. If you elevate someone to an unattainable pedestal, you may inadvertently place yourself in a position of inferiority, causing them to see you as lesser. Recognize that people often offer advice filtered through their own perspectives and experiences. This can be helpful, but it may not always align with your truth. Not every thought that crosses your mind needs to be articulated. Sometimes, it's wise to hold back your words. Avoid engaging in actions that will later require you to fabricate a story to justify them. Remember that light travels faster than sound. This is why some individuals may seem bright and impressive until you hear them speak and their true nature is revealed. Instead of actively searching for happiness, understand that it resides within you, waiting to be acknowledged and embraced. You owe nothing to the person you were in your younger years, however, you owe everything to your present self. Self-care is about recognizing that you are often your greatest obstacle, and overcoming this is a crucial step toward growth. Your parents may not have been academically qualified, but they were right more often than you realize. It's time to stop dismissing their advice and to appreciate the wisdom they have to offer. Act as though you have been in challenging situations before. Carry yourself with the assurance that comes from experience. Overthinking can be a destructive force in your life. It distorts reality, amplifies worries about trivial matters, and ultimately makes situations seem far worse than they truly are. When faced with anger or frustration, pause and ask yourself, will this matter to me in 10 years? This perspective can help you maintain your composure and prioritize what truly deserves your emotional energy. You have only one body, and it is essential to take care of it. This body will accompany you throughout your life, and while it possesses remarkable resilience, it can only provide you with what you invest in it. If someone insists that they are being truthful, it's often a sign that they are not being honest. The only true power you possess lies in how you choose to spend the time you have today. Make those moments count. You will never diminish a role by simply being yourself. Avoid the trap of comparing the behind the scenes of your life to the highlight reels of others. This comparison is not only unfair but also detrimental to your self-esteem. Just because you miss someone does not mean you need to invite them back into your life. Missing someone is a natural part of the healing process. Initially, you may choose a partner based on their physical appearance, but as time goes on, you will realize that your children will not be raised by looks alone. They will be shaped by values and character. Understand that you cannot have everything. Life is a series of exchanges, and you will always trade something for something else. To identify your true friends, look for those who speak positively about you when you are not around and are honest with you when you are present. Letting go of people or situations can be incredibly challenging, but it is often the best use of your time and energy. The more victories you achieve over your fears, the more fearless you will become. Never make someone a priority in your life if they only treat you as an option. If you strive to be friends with everyone, you may inadvertently become your own worst enemy. You were born with 2 ears and 1 mouth. Use them in that proportion to listen more than you speak. One of the most significant truths you must accept is that change is inevitable. Remember, you do not live just once. You experience multiple lives within your one existence, each filled with opportunities for growth and transformation. Life becomes significantly easier and undeniably more beautiful when we choose to see the goodness in others. Just as you can cut all the flowers in a garden, you can never truly prevent the arrival of spring. It will always come back, bringing renewal and growth. Allow the actions of others to speak for themselves. People often reveal much more about their true selves through their behavior than through their words. Every action you take creates invisible dots that connect the tapestry of your life. In time, you will be able to connect these dots and gain clarity on the reasons behind your choices and experiences. Commitment is the spark that ignites your journey. Consistency is the steady force that propels you forward, and persistence is the unwavering will that keeps you moving toward your goals. You are capable of falling in love more than once throughout your life. If someone you cherish decides to leave, do not let worry consume you. Often, their departure is a blessing in disguise. When someone attempts to bring you down, it is a clear indication that you are standing above them. Be cautious with your promises. Do not make commitments you have no intention of keeping. What may seem inconsequential to you could mean the entire world to someone else. Returning to an ex is akin to taking a shower only to don dirty underwear again. It simply does not make sense. Maintain an open mind and approach life with the creativity of an artist, yet think critically, embrace failure, and learn like a scientist. Remember, your purpose is not something you discover elsewhere. Rather, it is something you create right where you are, infusing your life with meaning and significance. Your entire life can shift in the blink of an eye. So instead of taking your current circumstances for granted, cultivate an attitude of gratitude. Use what you have to do as much good as you can. Make the most of every moment and opportunity that comes your way. You truly grow rich when you seek out new experiences rather than accumulating material possessions. It is through action that you gain clarity, far more than through mere contemplation. You cannot simply think your way into a new life. You must take decisive steps to create the life you desire. The life you led is merely a reflection of your mindset. Your thoughts shape your reality. Pursuing happiness as a goal can often lead you to feelings of misery, until you come to the profound realization that happiness is not a destination but a way of living. The only moment you truly possess is the present. What you choose to do with it is entirely up to you. Be wise enough to seek advice, but also discerning enough to know from whom to seek it. If there is one thing you should strive to release from your life, it is your ego. The more gratitude you cultivate, the more beauty you will perceive in the world around you. Life will appear more generous, and you will find yourself becoming happier as a result. You may not forget certain painful experiences, but you can learn to stop caring about them. Until you reach that point, try not to stress too much over past grievances. Success is not determined by the resources you have at your disposal. Rather, it is about how resourceful you can be with what you already possess. Fear often limits individuals throughout their lives, seeping into every decision they make. Make it your mission to control and overcome your fears, and take joy in the victories you achieve over them. You cannot explore new horizons until you have the courage to let go of the familiar shore. It is never too late to pursue the dreams you have always held close to your heart. Do not allow the naysayers to dissuade you. Often, their negativity stems from their own insecurities. Remember, you cannot change the past, regardless of whether the circumstances were your fault or someone else's. Instead of harboring anger about what has transpired, focus on how you can effectively deal with the challenges that lie ahead. People will invariably project their fears and limiting beliefs onto you, often unconsciously. It is crucial to construct a mental shield against this constant barrage of negativity, protecting your inner self from the potentially damaging influence of others' doubts and insecurities. Be cautious about discussing your past with others. Only you truly understand its significance and the context of your experiences. Others may misinterpret or, worse, use this information against you, so guard your personal history carefully. Your tomorrow has the potential to be vastly different from your today if you're willing to put in the effort. Dwelling on what isn't working in your present circumstances will only ensure that your future remains stagnant. Instead, focus on taking positive action to create the change you desire. Sometimes, the world around you is trying to reveal important truths about who you are, but if you don't pause to reflect and truly listen, you may miss these valuable insights. Life rarely unfolds exactly as we plan, and surprisingly, this unpredictability is often a blessing in disguise. It opens doors to unexpected opportunities and experiences that can shape us in profound ways. I vividly recall a time when I felt I had hit rock bottom, sitting alone with my thoughts. However, during that challenging period, I encountered individuals who shared invaluable life lessons that helped me navigate through the darkness. These very lessons might be exactly what you need to hear right now, offering guidance and hope in your own struggles. It's essential to understand that most people aren't inherently for or against you. They're primarily focused on their own interests and concerns. This realization can help you approach relationships and interactions with a more balanced perspective. Always remember that what lies ahead often surpasses what has been left behind. Sometimes, the healthiest choice is to walk away, allowing certain relationships to naturally conclude and making space for new, more positive connections in your life. Your true friends become apparent during your darkest moments. It's during times of adversity that you discover who genuinely cares about your well-being and who is willing to stand by your side when you need support the most. The only way to overcome life's challenges is to face them head-on and push through. You possess far more strength than you realize. Reflect on the fact that you have successfully navigated every difficult day in your life thus far, emerging undefeated. Remember, no one will look out for your best interests as vigilantly as you will for yourself. Once you summon the courage to confront your fears, you'll often find that the reality is far less daunting than your imagination led you to believe. It is from the depths of our difficulties that miracles often emerge, shaping us into stronger, more resilient individuals. Believe in your own capabilities, for that belief is half the battle won. Be cautious, for not everyone you encounter has pure intentions. The days when you feel least motivated to take action are often the days when you need to push yourself the hardest. Understand that the only aspects of life truly within your control are your feelings, actions, and thoughts. Resist the urge to change others, as such efforts rarely succeed and often lead to frustration. Instead, focus on your own growth and development. Hardships, though challenging, often serve as the crucible in which ordinary individuals are forged into extraordinary beings, preparing them for a remarkable destiny. The future belongs to those who dare to believe in the beauty of their dreams, no matter how far-fetched they may seem. Sometimes we can only discover our true direction when we have the courage to let go and allow the winds of change to carry us to new horizons. Never sacrifice your personal growth for anyone. Your development is paramount to your well-being and success. While pain in life is inevitable, suffering is a choice we make in how we respond to that pain. You are braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, and far more intelligent than you give yourself credit for. Trust in your own resilience. You have already survived numerous challenges, and you will undoubtedly survive whatever lies ahead. You never truly know the depths of your strength until being strong becomes your only option. In those moments of adversity, you often discover reserves of courage and resilience you never knew you possessed. Change is not a threat to be feared, but rather an invitation to truly live and experience life to its fullest. We have the power to choose whether we make ourselves miserable or strong. Interestingly, the amount of effort required for either choice is often the same. It's wise to keep your expectations to yourself, as sharing them can sometimes lead to disappointment or unwanted interference from others. Life doesn't always deal a fair hand. Those who lie and cheat may sometimes seem to come out on top. However, no matter how dire a situation may appear, the key is to keep persevering and battling on. Mere hoping and wishing don't bring about change. It's the combination of making different decisions and putting in hard work that truly transforms our circumstances. Honesty is an incredibly valuable gift, and it's important to recognize that not everyone can afford to give it. Don't expect genuine honesty from those who have shown themselves to be disingenuous or self-serving. When patience finally pays off, you often realize that the wait wasn't as long as it seemed in the moment. Self-love is the foundation for loving others. You must cultivate a deep appreciation for yourself before you can truly open your heart to others. When painful experiences occur in our lives, it's crucial to understand that the pain serves a purpose. It's there to teach us valuable lessons, not simply to make us suffer needlessly. Good judgment is born from experience, and experience often comes from exercising poor judgment. This cycle of learning and growth is an essential part of personal development. Do not allow the memories of your past to limit the vast potential of your future. The only true limits to what you can achieve on your life's journey exist within your own mind. We must face challenges head-on rather than wishing they didn't exist. Letting go is not a one-time event but a continuous process that requires daily effort and commitment. Difficult roads often lead to beautiful destinations, reminding us that the struggles we face can ultimately lead to rewarding outcomes. There comes a pivotal moment in life when you must choose whether to turn the page, write an entirely new book, or simply close the current chapter. When you emerge from life's storms, you won't be the same person who entered them. These experiences shape and transform us. Courage stands as the most crucial of all virtues because, without it, you cannot consistently practice any other virtue. It is the foundation upon which all other positive qualities are built and sustained. Most people, given even the slightest opportunity, may deceive you. This sobering reality underscores the importance of cautious trust. Remember, it's not the act of falling into water that causes drowning, but rather the choice to remain submerged. Life is inherently fraught with risks. Yet the one substantial risk you must avoid at all costs is the peril of inaction. Every new phase of your life will demand a different version of yourself, challenging you to evolve and adapt. Take that initial step in faith. You don't need to visualize the entire journey ahead, just focus on making that crucial first move. Never allow anyone to make you feel undeserving of your aspirations and desires. The primary danger in life often lies in taking too many precautions, potentially stifling growth and opportunity. One of the most vital skills to master is learning how to fall gracefully and recover. Bad days, though challenging, serve as the building blocks for better days ahead. Let self-improvement occupy you so thoroughly that you have no time to criticize others. People have a tendency to complicate their own lives unnecessarily, as if existence weren't already intricate enough. A harsh but essential lesson in life is the realization that not everyone wishes you well. In this world, absolute happiness or unhappiness doesn't exist. There is merely the comparison of one state to another. Only an individual who has experienced the depths of despair is capable of feeling the heights of bliss. Hard times, though painful, can sometimes be blessings in disguise. We must endure suffering, but ultimately, it strengthens us, improves us, and imparts wisdom. Rehearsing scenarios in your mind is often futile. Real situations will invariably differ from anything your imagination conjures. People will enter and exit your life. Some whom you least expect will become mere memories of a temporary period you once believed was permanent. One of life's most profound lessons is that we heal at the pace of our forgiveness. A touch of foolishness is sufficient to enjoy life, while a bit of wisdom helps avoid harmful errors. Challenging times don't create heroes, rather, they reveal the hero that already exists within us. Happiness isn't the absence of problems but the ability to deal with them effectively. The most courageous act we must all undertake is stepping out of our history and past to live our dreams fully. Nothing in your life will change unless you initiate that change yourself. You may think you know someone, but often you only know what you want to know about them. It may take a considerable amount of time, but eventually, you learn the invaluable lesson that nothing in life can be taken for granted. This realization fosters a deeper appreciation for the present moment and the people in our lives. You cannot extract value from life without contributing something in return. This reciprocal exchange is fundamental to personal growth and fulfillment. Instead of expending energy worrying about circumstances beyond your control, channel that energy into creating positive change within your sphere of influence. Maturity manifests when you cease complaining and making excuses, and instead start initiating meaningful changes in your life. Understand that comprehension doesn't always come immediately. Sometimes patience is required as understanding unfolds over time. Some farewells, though painful, can be liberating, opening doors to new opportunities and personal freedom. The only person you are destined to become is the one you consciously decide to be through your choices and actions. If you possess a strong sense of purpose in life, external motivation becomes unnecessary. Your passion will naturally propel you forward. Life takes a turn for the better when we acknowledge that we don't need to know everything and release the pressure to pretend that we do. Strive to be the catalyst for someone's smile, the source of their feeling loved, and the reason they believe in the inherent goodness of people. It's never too late to reinvent yourself and chart a new course in life. However, be mindful that actions rooted in blind persistence can sometimes yield undesirable outcomes. Occasionally, personal growth requires letting go of certain aspects of yourself to find true happiness. Obstacles need not be insurmountable. When faced with a wall, don't retreat. Instead, find a way to climb over, break through, or circumvent it. While you may not always get what you want, if you persist, you often receive what you truly need. The initial step towards progress is the decision to move beyond your current circumstances. One of life's most challenging lessons is discerning which bridges to cross and which to burn. Pay close attention to your experiences. Life's lessons invariably arrive when you are prepared to receive them. Confronting your emotions, though difficult, ultimately leads to greater strength and happiness than suppressing or ignoring them. Stand up and fight for your deeply held beliefs and convictions. Guard your thoughts carefully when alone and your words judiciously when in company. If you don't take charge of your own life, others will inevitably shape it for you. Practice gratitude for your current blessings while pursuing your goals. Life's most poignant lesson is that mere wishing doesn't make things happen. Action is required. Sometimes, despite your best efforts, you may not fit in, and it's often better to embrace solitude than force belonging. Every journey has its conclusion. Don't rush through life's experiences. When one door closes, another opens, but we often fixate so long on the closed door that we fail to notice the new opportunities before us. Always trust your intuition, even when others try to persuade you otherwise. Don't take people for granted. Their presence in your life is not guaranteed, and you may only realize their true value after they're gone. Never shy away from genuine challenges. They offer life's most valuable lessons. You alone can be simultaneously your greatest ally and your worst enemy. The choice of which role prevails lies with you. While you cannot control the behavior of others, you always have the power to choose your response to their actions. This ability to select your reactions is a fundamental aspect of personal growth and emotional intelligence. Instead of lamenting that something has ended, try to shift your perspective and smile because it happened, cherishing the memories and experiences gained. Sometimes, losing everything you have can be a profound catalyst for self-discovery, revealing your true essence and resilience. People only truly improve through experience if they are willing to learn from and understand the lessons presented to them during challenging times. These tough periods serve as powerful teachers, demonstrating that our resilience is often far stronger than we ever imagined. It's crucial to advocate for yourself because no one else will do it with the same passion and understanding of your needs. However, it's equally important to recognize that you won't always be able to help someone change for the better. There may come a day when you realize you've exhausted your efforts, and the other person clearly doesn't desire change. Your life is ultimately the result of the choices you make. There is no predetermined plan, only the consequences of your decisions. Be cautious with your good deeds. While kindness is admirable, it has limits, and some may try to exploit your generosity. You have the power to either become a victim of your struggles or emerge from them as the hero of your own life story. The most precious commodity in the world is time spent with those you love. We often forget that happiness doesn't necessarily come from acquiring things we don't have, but rather from recognizing and appreciating what we already possess. Your future is shaped by your past experiences and the understanding you've gained from them. The most crucial realization is that you must help yourself. No one else can do it for you. This understanding puts you in control of your life, empowering you to take decisive action towards your goals and dreams. Once you truly internalize this concept, you'll feel a greater sense of agency and responsibility for your own destiny.